All right, so let's start. Good morning, all of you. In the coming classes, we'll be going very slow. So we'll be discussing one of the IFOA past papers. Why I'm taking IFOA on and not IA? The only reason is that in case of IA, they don't give you a proper examiner's report, so they don't tell you exactly in what question how much you can score and what are the parameters of them giving a marks. So, any IAS student, if any IAS student who is appearing in the November term, for you all, you have to follow the IFOA classes that we are doing. It's not specific to IFOA, just that we are just using one IFOA past paper, right, to build a model. So, what you have to do is you have to follow all the lectures, and we will be solving all the IFOA past papers initially. So you have to solve all the IFOA past papers first, and once that is done, because the IFOA exam is in September, and then you have 2 months for the November term. So in those months you can solve, and once the IFOA we finish the papers by July end anyways. After that, you can start with the IA past papers. Specific IAI past papers classes will be happening like towards the end, not now. Why first IFOA papers? Because those are very elaborate. It's very nicely explained. And once you solve all the IFOA papers, you will be easily able to solve all the IAI papers, because IFOA papers are very elaborate. The scenarios which they give is also very nice and very elaborate, very different types of scenarios they give. So we will be in the coming classes discussing the September 2024 term paper. We'll be going extremely slow. So this is May month. Hopefully by May end or maybe June first week, we'll be finishing off with this paper because there are two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. So we'll go very slow, we'll not rush, because I want to consider every aspect where we can score marks. And then I will give you all time to then we will divide the classes in a manner that you will be getting time to solve the paper in the entire week. And then on the weekends, we will discuss the same. Right, this will be the entire process. Before moving ahead, one more thing that you can do is that if you see on your content browser, we have already uploaded a lot of videos. You don't have to watch all of them. Just one set of recordings that you have to watch is, I think, April 24 paper or September 23 paper. I will just confirm you in the group itself. So there are around 13 to 14 lectures of that particular paper that you all have to watch. Again, you don't have to rush. You can watch just one video one day. So maybe in the next 2 weeks, you have to finish the entire lectures. Apart from that, definitely you have to attend my live lectures. So the target for the next 2 weeks is that you have to attend my live sessions on the weekends, and on the weekdays you have to watch one video every day. I will be telling you in the group that which exactly video you have to watch and in which folder it is given. All right, so that is the structure. I will give you weekly targets, 2 weekly, 1 weekly target, so that you are able to at least achieve it along with your work or college or whatever. Right. So what you all can do is, I have already downloaded this. You all can download the September 2024 paper from here. Just type IFOA past papers and you'll get it. So this is the past paper which I have already downloaded for myself. Is my screen visible to all? Okay. All right. So what they give you in the exam is this exam paper and this data for all candidates. So these are the only two files that they'll give you, and they'll give you it in the form of they'll give it to you in the form of a zip folder. So basically what do you have to do is you have to unzip it, right? You have to unzip it and then you have to start working on it. Please remember to unzip it, because if you don't unzip it, then you will not be able to save your work on Excel, right? So that is very important that you unzip your folder before starting to work with it. Okay. So let's start reading the question paper. As I mentioned, we'll be going very slow with a few classes because I want that, because after that, it's actually a little faster, right? So, okay. Have you all downloaded? Although I have been sharing my screen, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to uh, download. So let's read. This is paper 1, CP2 paper 1. Yes. Yash, bolo.
मैम आपने जैसे बोला कि ये हर वीक मतलब हर वीक में एक लेक्चर रिकॉर्डेड देखना है, तो मैम वो लाइव क्लासेस से कनेक्टेड होगा या मतलब अलग होगा? मतलब जो आप पेपर लाइव क्लास में कराते हो उसके ही रिकॉर्डिंग होंगे या अलग होंगे?
वही मैंने बोला ना, एवरी डे देखना है, एवरी वीक नहीं, एवरी डे एक देखना है। ऐसा कुछ कनेक्शन नहीं रहेगा, बट देन इट्स, अगर आप लोग देखोगे तो अच्छा है, बट देयर इज नो कनेक्शन। ठीक है,
ओके मैम।
ओके, चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट नाउ। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट रीडिंग। सबसे पहले ना कैसा रहता है आप लोग का, जैसे मैंने बोला आप लोग को ये 2 फाइल मिलते हैं एग्जाम में, आप लोग को इसको अनजिप करना है। मेक श्योर यू अनजिप इट एंड देन यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन योर एक्सेल। बिफोर दैट ऑब्वियसली आपको जो पूरा सिनेरियो है, जैसे एक पूरा केस स्टडी रहता है, वो आपको वो पूरा सिनेरियो रीड करना है। ठीक है, तो वो सिनेरियो जब आप रीड करोगे तो आपको उसके बाद यहाँ पे आना है जहाँ पे सारे मॉडलिंग के क्वेश्चंस गिवन है। ठीक है, तो ये सारे आपके इंडिविजुअली सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं, तो ये क्वेश्चंस पे हम बाद में आएंगे एंड इसको यूज करके हमें ऑडिट रेल बनाना होता है, जिस पे भी हम बाद में आएंगे। Alright, so let's start with the background reading. Usually the background that they give you is of like 3-4 pages, 3 page, 2 page. Depending, तो यहाँ पे भी it's like around 4 page, 3 page. So somewhere around that is your entire background. So just don't always try to read it in a rush because you don't have to read it again and again. You'll just get very limited time in paper 1. This I will tell you like multiple times that you'll just get 3 hours 20 minutes to finish the modeling part and to also finish the audit trail, and you have to read it, understand it, and then you have to understand the data, you have to do the modeling, so a lot of things are there. So usually in paper 1 I see that students face a lot of time constraint. This is with every, like, approximately 85% of the students definitely have a time issue with the paper, right? So always make sure that when you read the exam paper, you read it slowly, but at the same time, it's not very slow and you understand and you read. Don't always have this tendency that, okay, I can read it again, because that again thing, you don't have that much of time to, read it again. So, okay, you are an actual student at a consultancy. Your company has been employed by a client that is looking to understand how consumers use taxis in the city, with the aim of reducing the traffic congestion in the city. Your manager has sourced a sample data set from the city's taxi commission. So wherever the data sources are given, try to just underline it because you have to mention it in your audit rate. So here manager has sourced a sample data set from the taxis commission. This data set contains 2.5% of the journeys in the city taxis in the month of July 21. You can assume this sample data set is representative of the overall experience. Now, when you read, like for now, for you all, it is just a reading. But for me, a lot of things are coming in. For example, I marked the data source. Now here I have seen one assumption, right? So wherever you feel that, okay, this is something, because in the audit trail, you have to write 10 assumptions and those 10 assumptions has to be valid and make some sense. So you cannot just write anything. Wherever you see any kind of assumptions, wherever you see any kind of, okay, I can use this as an assumption. Okay, I can use this as an assumption for a methodology, for a particular formula, for particular data, whatever. Just try to underline it and don't end up underlining your entire paper, obviously. Just keywords so that you don't have to read the scenario again when you are writing the paper, right? Your manager has provided you with the following information: the number of passengers per taxi should be at least 2 with a maximum of 6. So 2 and 6. The distance traveled by the taxi journey should be at least 0.1 miles with a maximum journey of 100 miles. The fare paid by the customer per taxi should be at least 2.5 with a maximum of 250. So minimum is 2.5. The duration, I'm so sorry. The duration of a taxi journey should be more than or equal to 1 minute but less than 3 hours. The formula for determining the taxi fare paid by the customer in the city is complicated. For the purpose of this exercise, your manager has proposed that it is possible to determine a good proxy for the fare amount for a taxi journey as a function of journey distance and the duration. We'll be using this for the calculation of. Now here also we can make an assumption that the fare is based on two parameters, which is journey distance and journey duration. There is no other third factor. Acha, what can be the third factor? You have to give examples. You have to be very broad mind. So what can be the third factor? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what
Time
can
of the day. Time of the day.
Very good. Time of the day, because there is sometimes there are surge in the taxi charges. So time of the day, very good. So you can just give one example and that's fine, because you need to complete your sentence. It should make some sense, because it cannot be okay. Just on the face, I can understand that the fare depends on journey distance and journey duration. So you are saying that we are assuming that the fare of taxi depends on journey distance and journey duration, and it does not depend on any third factor like. So when you write the second half, it makes more sense and you get full 1 mark. Otherwise, you just get 0.5, right? Because you have to complete all the sentences, every point needs to be completed. To verify your manager's proposed proxy for the fare amount, plot a chart that shows the relationship between the journey distance and journey duration. So you need to plot a chart. Now this entire thing, now wherever they give you certain instructions, do this, do that. At the end, when you go to the questions portion, they give you the questions over here. See, construct a chart to show this. So don't worry if you miss out on anything, because at the end you have to follow these steps. So you will not anyways miss out on any step, because all the steps will be given above. So you don't have to actually mark these small things. Your manager has proposed that the following function would be a good proxy. So 1.5 as 1.7 as the base price. Then you have 1.8 into journey distance in miles, and then 0.637 into the journey duration. Your manager would like you to carry out some checks and agree or disagree that the formula is a good fit to the fair amount. Now again, these checks might be mentioned above, or you have to carry out some your own checks that you have to feel. You have to create your own checks which you feel that will be good enough for your data. So we'll come to that data checks portion, which is very important in almost all the papers you will see in CP2 paper 1, that approximately 8 mark, 6 mark is on your data checks. Okay? Your client is particularly interested in taxi journeys that start or end in a neighborhood. Neighborhood A. So neighborhood A of the city in comparison with those that start or end in the other neighborhoods. So we are taking 2 points, neighborhood A and other neighborhoods, starting or ending in neighborhood A, starting ending in the other neighborhoods. The client is concerned with frequent congestion in neighborhood A and has asked your company to perform an analysis on how increasing the fare will reduce the taxi demand. So this is the another thing which he or she wants us to do. In taxi location demand worksheet, so if you just go to the data for candidate worksheet, this is something which will be given to you. In this worksheet, we have, so they have mentioned in the taxi location and demand. This sheet. In this sheet, this is the data. This is the spreadsheet which is given to you, which will be given to you. It has a data dictionary. We'll go through this. It has taxi journey data. So we have the journey data and we have the location and demand data. So this taxi location and demand worksheet, there is an additional information the client has provided that will enable you to identify whether a journey starts or ends in neighborhood A. So it will give you an information whether it starts in A. So see, it's A, and others will be considered as other neighborhood. So wherever the journey is starting from. In the same worksheet, the impact on the demand as a result of increase in fare is also provided. So here, if the fare increased by 2%, there will be a decrease of 2.1%, right? So this is also, we have given. To explore this for the client, your manager has proposed that you could increase the overall fare by multiplying the fare formula by this. So see, this is the fare formula which was given to us. They are saying to explore this, whether the demand is increasing or not, you have to multiply this formula of fare amount by, so your manager has asked you to, you could increase the overall fare by multiplying. So this will be the fare which will be given. Now how you can increase this base fare? You have to multiply it with 1 plus 1 by exponential journey. So now, see, these small things you will understand as we move ahead. Wherever you see any kind of distributional assumption, always try to understand that you can use it in assumptions, you can use it in the data section, you can use it somewhere in order to explain a, reasonableness check or something. So, they are multiplying it by 1 plus 1 by e to the power journey distance. So if your journey distance increases, now how you can talk about this formula? If journey distance increases, e to the power, this will also go up. Hai na? This entire thing will go down. Am I right? Yes, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this will go down and 1 plus something you are doing. So 1 plus something, matlab, this will go down, so this will also go down. So as the journey distance increases, the impact of fare increase will be lower. Is it making sense?
1 की तरफ टेंड करेगा ना?
हाँ, मतलब वो कम होते जाएगा जो आपका इंक्रीज इन फेयर है, परसेंटेज इंक्रीज इन फेयर. ठीक है, बोलो.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. So this way, the shortest journey gets the highest fare increase. उल्टा मैंने बोला that the longest journey gets the lowest fare increase. The increase in fare is expected to reduce the taxi demand in line with the table provided in the this particular worksheet in the data for candidate spreadsheet. So they have given that the increase in the fare is expected to reduce the taxi demand by how much is given. I have shown you. Without loss of generality, you can assume the impact on demand is continuous and hence can have non-integer number for rides. So demand can give you a non-integer number because of the formulas that we are using, but obviously you cannot have 2.5 demand in case of taxis, like 2.5 people are demanding. It is not possible. It is not possible to have 2.5 people demanding taxi वाला चीज, ठीक है? So, but according to the formula, again, ये आप कहाँ लिख सकते हो? In the assumption section. So, I have something for you all that I prepared in my previous lectures. I hope it's there. Yes, it's there. So I prepared this. I'm not preparing it again because it doesn't make sense to prepare it all over again. I have prepared this. I'll share it with you. It's like a very good summary of what you have to do in your audit trail part. ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा आइडिया लगता है इससे, and I'll give you this so that you can use it in all your, writing all your papers. So देखो, the things that we have to cover in audit trail is the topic, ठीक है, purpose, ठीक है, I'll come to it, data, ठीक है, data के अंदर you have to mention all the data which is you are taking into account and also the data sources. डेटा वैलिडेशन करेक्शन सब आएंगे इस पे. assumptions, तो 10 assumptions जो मैंने बोला यूनिक गुड assumptions लिखने होते हैं. तो जब आप रीड कर रहे हो ना तभी ट्राई टू मेक आउट ऑल द assumptions बिकॉज आपके पास सच में पेपर 1 में टाइम नहीं होता है टू गो थ्रू सो मेनी थिंग्स. सो ठीक है, ये भी एक assumption है जो हम डाल सकते हैं. And if anyone has come across any more assumptions in between, you all can ask me if it is valid or not. Your client is particularly interested in seeing how the proposed fare proposed fare increase affects the number of taxi journeys that at the start or end in. Your client suspects that the proposed adjustment will not have the desired impact on the demand. So, ये जो हमने adjustment किया ना इधर, they are saying it will not have a desired impact on the demand for journeys starting ending in A. Their target is for the number of taxis beginning or ending in A to be 80% of that before any fare increase. What they are saying is the new demand should be 80% of the previous demand. So it should go down by 20% basically. To do this, they propose the adjustment of this. So they have now introduced a new adjustment. Now they are not multiplying it by 1 plus 1 by exponential, they are multiplying it by 1 plus r. So there is something called r. And they've asked you to find this r. Determine this r. So in the calculation only we'll determine. Your manager would like you to carry out the checks. Now these are not very important for you to read right away because these are anyways mentioned above in the questions part, but you all can quickly read. So I want all of you all to just quickly read this part. Okay, clear? Have you all read it? So these are the things that we'll have to do. Now, why I'm not saying that it's very important right now is because all of these are again mentioned above in a proper manner. So what you have to do is you have to just, quick 1 second read you have to do during your exam because otherwise anyways it's mentioned very nicely above, okay? So your manager is keen to provide the client with some Your manager is keen to provide the client with some background information on taxi usage by looking at how the usage pattern varies throughout the day. The manager is keen to provide the client with some background information on taxi usage by looking at how the usage pattern varies throughout the day and by day of the week. So I think here, if you come to this part, in this worksheet, we'll understand this, okay? In this worksheet, at what time of the day you are, accordingly, they have given you the demand, and also by the day, like day wise and time of day also. Okay, and day of the week basically. So produce separate charts to illustrate the number of taxi journeys by the day of the week, that is Monday to Sunday. Each day, what is the taxi journeys, and by the pickup hour. So pickup hour 1 o'clock, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., like that. Produce a chart to illustrate the relationship between these two. They've already mentioned this. Okay, so they're talking about charts. So in all the CP2 paper 1, you will see there will be 2 to 3 charts, not more than that. In paper 2, we have like 4 charts, 3 charts, more than that. But here, usually 1 chart or 2 charts are given. And again, this will be mentioned above. So don't worry that, you have to again refer back. Everything, whatever you have to do is mentioned above. Unfortunately, your manager is on holiday. They would like you to complete the analysis required and document in the audit trail. This is the additional guidance. Usually, additional guidance is given to you when they give you any formula or something in this additional guidance. So, annuities and all they give you. When calculating the duration of a trip, the following knowledge may be of use. The time format. So, this is the time format which shows the time elapsed during a 24-hour day. For example, this is given. Okay? So, ये कैसे दिया हुआ है time? This is basically 12 seconds past 10:29 in the morning. So, it's a 24-hour clock. And it is shown as 0.43944. If the cell formatting is changed from custom to general, this will change. This means this is a 24-hour clock. So, basically here, this time elapsed that you can see over here, this basically stands for this time that they have tried to explain. Okay, na? So what they are saying, if you change it in general, why are they saying you change it in general? I'll show you. So you get a number. You know na that in Excel all the dates are stored in a form of a number. All the time and days and everything is stored in a form of a number. So here this particular time number represents this. Now why have they specifically told you this? Because you might be using it in order to calculate the duration of journey. So you have to subtract drop off time and pickup time. And at the same time, this happened to me, so I can quickly share it with you all. Wherever in Excel you have like date time thing, always see that your date might show up in the way your system default is. So if my system default is day, month, and year. So this will be day, month, and year. Sometimes if yours is month, day, year, it might be changed into a month, day, year. If the setting of Excel in such a way that they take the system default dates. So don't get confused, please. Ideally, you can have your system default as day, month, and year because we will be anyways appearing for IFOA and IE exams, and both in UK and in India, we follow day, month, and year format. So you can just change it. To work out the equivalent number of hours elapsed, multiply this with 24 and you get this. This is basically the hour elapsed from 12 a.m. Right? Similarly, to work out the equivalent number of minutes elapsed. So this is basically the number of hours elapsed. Number of minutes elapsed. Since the start of the day, multiply this figure. Multiply it with 1440. So you get this. Where is this 1440 coming from? 24 into 60. So whatever the number is, basically if this is the number, you multiply it with 24 to get the hours elapsed. So here this is 10.4 hours elapsed, 10.48 hours elapsed. Okay. which is less than 10.5. 10.5 का मतलब 1030, right? I hope you are able to understand this. And then multiply this with again 24 into 60, so to get the number of minutes. So 629.2 minutes. And again multiply it with 60 to get seconds. Obviously, you don't need that. And obviously, you can use the other approaches. Have you all understood this portion? Quickly tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. ठीक है. So since you all have understood, we can come to the spreadsheet part and discuss this. ठीक है. तो देखो, यहाँ पे आपको field के names given है, जिससे यहाँ पे you have these different fields, and you have the description. So just quickly take 1 minute and read this. So you have pickup date, the date when the meter was engaged, pickup time दिया हुआ है, ठीक है, drop off date, drop off time, rate code दिया हुआ है, so if it's a standard rate or an airport rate, location, drop off location, passenger count. Remember, it can be 2 or I think 6 maximum. Journey distance is given. Fair amount is given. Okay. So, this is what they have given us. We can quickly have a look. So, we have the quickly just go through all of these. I'm just adjusting for me to okay. So this is the pickup date, pickup time, drop off date, drop off time. Rate code, 1 is standard, 2 is for the airport. This is the location ID, and here you have the ID. ID 12 is neighborhood A, 13 is neighborhood A, 4 is neighborhood A. So this is for to understand which neighborhood you started off. Pickup location, and this is the drop off location. So according to the ID, you can match the neighborhood. Okay. Passenger count, it can be I think minimum 1 and maximum 6, something like that. One to 6, yeah. And then you have journey distance in miles, and this is the fare amount which was charged. Obviously, you have to calculate your own fare according to the formula given. So, now the first thing that we will, I hope you have understood the data. If not, please ask. You have to construct a spreadsheet model that produces the following calculations and charts. You should ensure your spreadsheet contains appropriate self-checks that you have performed reasonableness checks at each stage. These are the two things that you have to keep in mind that you have to do. One is the self-check and the reasonableness check. Self-check is basically when you are, calculating anything, doing anything. In the process, you create self-checks. So basically, self-checks are the calculations which I am performing is correct or not on the way of it, if to reach the output, if it is correct or not. So we perform in every spreadsheet, in every sheet, I ask like around 1 to 2 self-check you put. So if you come and see the marks of it, the self-check or the auto-checks is 3 marks. So 3 marks, ideally you should have good 4 to 5 minimum self-checks, right? And then is your reasonableness check. So reasonableness check is usually here. Reasonableness check is of 7 marks. So at least good 8 to 9 reasonableness checks we have to write. Now sometimes you will see in most of the past papers, these reasonableness checks are of 5 marks and the self-check is of 2 marks. But always try to have an aim that self-checks, I write at least 4 to 5 self-checks. Try to do 1 or 2 self-checks in all the sheets. So 3-4 sheets create हो जाएंगे, so अपने आप you have like these many self-checks. And reasonableness check is something that we mention in the audit trail, but along the way, if you mention it in your spreadsheet also, you can copy it in the audit trail, so you don't have to type it again. 7 marks, meaning you have to write good 8 to 9 self-checks at least. Okay? So let's read the question. Today I'll not start solving anything. I'll give you all time to understand. I'll give you all time to do the data checks on your own. And then in the next class we'll discuss, because I'll give you all time to think first, and then because every time if I tell you what to do, you'll not be able to. Now, one more thing which is very important in CP2 you need to understand is that in CP2 there is no correct answer. There is no correct way of getting an answer actually. If you are getting 2.5, if I am getting 2.5 and the approach is different, both are correct. Although the approach has to be in a particular manner that I will guide you. It has to have good modeling practice. Modeling practice meaning, I'll come to this good modeling practice. This is of 7 marks. So there are few points that you have to know, which makes it fit for a good modeling practice. Okay? So carry out data checks बोला है on the data provided to confirm that the data is fit for purpose, making any corrections or deletions. So they have asked you if you want to make any deletions, if you want to make any corrections, do that. Okay? And it's of 9 marks. So at least 5 to 6 corrections you will see, corrections or deletions. If not, good checks you need to put, because as I mentioned, this data checks part is always very important. It is like 6 mark, 8 mark, 9 mark, somewhere they give. But this, if you don't do this, it will not hamper the rest of the question. For example, if I'm not able to do a lot of data checks, will I not be able to move ahead? Definitely will be able to move ahead. Another thing I've seen students wasting so much time in this 10 mark that they end up not doing this. So try not to waste a lot of time over here. ठीक है, जितना कम टाइम आप इस पे वेस्ट करो. 9 मार्क का तो आप हार्डली कितना दोगे? Not more than 10 to 15 minutes should be given on this data checks, not more than. Now you all tell me, कैसे करेंगे data checks? On the basis of the certain assumptions which are given about the data. तो ये क्या होता है ना कि data sample data है. Now there can be a typing error, there can be a copy pasting error, there can be a data when the data was taken first hand, primary data. At that point only some mistake was made. So transfer data hoke aaya, so there can be a mistake. So there can be multiple mistakes in data. One might be written as 10 और minus sign आ गया कहीं पे. तो इन सारी चीजों का आपको consideration लेना पड़ता है. Now you all quickly tell me what all data checks you all can do to check whether the data is good enough, and then make certain changes and then move ahead with your rest of the modeling. One by one, just tell me.
Ma'am, we could check one thing is that rate code ID is not is either 1 or 2. No other number is mentioned in the rate code ID.
फिर से बोलना एक बार.
Rate code ID में 1 is standard rate and 2 is airport rate. So in case there is any other number, so that could be one of our checking if the data is accurate or not. So we have given.
Correct. So very good. So you have this rate code should either be 1 or 2. So you can write a if function that if this is 1, if and, if or basically, it can be only 1 or 2. If there is something else, if there is any other number, then error, otherwise okay, good to go. ठीक है, very good. One data check, other data checks.
Minutes and seconds should be within 60 only, not greater than 60.
How to do that?
Means वो conditional formula लगाएंगे वो less than 60. If less than 60 is equal to true, otherwise false.
कहाँ से आया ये 60 मतलब?
मतलब ये जो टाइम दिया है ना हमको,
एक सेकेंड। हाँ, आप बताओ कैसे करेंगे?
हाँ मतलब मैं ये बोल रहा था कि उसको दूसरी तरीके से भी ले सकते हैं, मतलब जो ड्रॉप ऑफ टाइम है वो हमेशा पिकअप टाइम से ज्यादा होना चाहिए।
तो दिस ग्रेटर देन दिस करेंगे मतलब?
हाँ
इसमें एक जगह पे एरर आएगा, कहाँ एरर आएगा कोई बता सकते हैं? बताओ कहाँ एरर आ सकता है?
मतलब ये नंबर नंबर को नहीं क्वांटिफाई कर सकते या टाइम को।
क्यों नहीं क्वांटिफाई कर सकते? कर सकते हैं। डेट एंड टाइम आर टेकन एज नंबर्स इन एक्सेल, तो कर सकते हैं। बट एक जगह कहीं पे एरर आएगा, कहाँ एरर आएगा ये बताओ।
When pickup time is before 12 a.m. and drop off time is after 12.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। किसने बोला ये? तीर्था।
Yes.
वेरी गुड। सो मान लो यू आर टेकिंग अ टैक्सी एट 11:30 and the drop off is 12:15. So in that case, drop off time will be 0000 something, क्योंकि 12:15 है, 00:15 हो जाएगा मतलब, है ना, 15 minutes past 12 AM, and यहाँ पे it will be 11:30. So in that case, this will not be greater than this. But वो सही है, वो गलत नहीं है वो डेटा, वरना वो गलत हो जाएगा ना, वो एरर आएगा. What you will do is you will see that if this is greater than this, data is correct or error. But in our case, what are we saying? That if this, in that case, what will happen, Tirtha? Can you tell me? What will change?
डेट विल चेंज।
Date will change by one. मतलब, so if drop off date is greater than the pickup date, है ना, what you are checking is this drop off date should be only 1 day ahead of the pickup date. It cannot be 2 day ahead, because the maximum duration we can spend in the taxi is 3 hours. So एक दिन से ज्यादा तो हम नहीं spend कर पाएंगे, है ना? So this is what we can check. Tell me, is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
So if the drop off date is greater than the pickup date, so we say that the drop off date will be equals to pickup date plus 1. ठीक है, तो वैसे करके हम लोग चेक करेंगे. Anything else next?
मैम पैसेंजर काउंट मिनिमम 1 होना चाहिए और मैक्सिमम 6.
ठीक है, तो पैसेंजर काउंट चेक कर लेंगे, दैट इट शुड बी मोर देन इक्वल टू 1, लेस देन इक्वल टू 6. ठीक है, कौन सा फंक्शन यूज करके कर सकते हैं?
मिन और
हाँ बोलो.
मिन और मैक्स फंक्शन यूज कर सकते हैं हम इफ के साथ.
ठीक है, मिन और मैक्स कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, सो वी कैन हैव लाइक मेनी फंक्शंस फॉर दैट. नेक्स्ट, व्हाट एल्स?
Ma'am, fair amount should be minimum $2.5 and maximum to $50.
ठीक है, फेयर अमाउंट का भी चेक कर सकते हैं, मिनिमम मैक्सिमम. ओके, नेक्स्ट.
डिस्टेंस का भी कर सकते हैं मैम. 0.1 मिनिमम एंड 100 माइल्स मैक्सिमम.
डिस्टेंस निकालेंगे कैसे?
ये जो मैम जर्नी डिस्टेंस का कॉलम दिया हुआ है इसमें, और वो
ठीक है, जर्नी
कंडीशन दिया
डिस्टेंस का दिया हुआ है, डायरेक्टली दिया हुआ है. ठीक है, ओके, व्हाट एल्स? जर्नी ड्यूरेशन का भी तो निकाल सकते हैं फिर.
हाँ मैम. And
मिनिमम मैक्सिमम, हाँ बोलो।
यस मैम, जो टाइम है जिस तरीके से हम लोग ने ऊपर पहले चेक किया उस तरीके से उसको माइनस करके टाइम निकाल सकते हैं. तो दैट शुड नॉट बी ग्रेटर देन 3 hours एंड लेस देन अ मिनट.
बट इसमें एक अगेन कैलकुलेशन कैसे करेंगे? फॉर एग्जाम्पल व्हेन द डेट्स आर इक्वल A and C, तो सेम डे ड्रॉप ऑफ है, पिकअप है, सो इट इज सिंपल B minus B कॉलम, सिंपल. बट व्हेन द ड्रॉप ऑफ डेट इज ग्रेटर, तो कैसे माइनस करके तो माइनस में आंसर आएगा, तो कैसे करेंगे?
मैम अगर हम लोग का ड्रॉप ऑफ डेट माइनस पिकअप डेट इज 1, देन हम लोग पिकअप टाइम को माइनस करेंगे. अगर मतलब B minus D करते हैं तो हम लोग को आई थिंक आ सकता है, मतलब दिस इज जस्ट अ थिंग, बट आई एम नॉट श्योर ऑन दिस ये इससे आएगा क्या आंसर.
नहीं आएगा, आपको +1 करना पड़ेगा. सो बेसिकली मैं समझाती हूँ इधर. कोई उठाओ ना जहाँ पे डेट अलग है. सब जगह डेट
91st row सर, 91st row सर मैम.
91st ना, ये वाला, ठीक है, वेरी गुड. तो इसमें देखो, इफ यू डू, मैं यहाँ कर रही हूँ, अगर आप लोग को ये विजिबल है तो, दिस माइनस दिस, देख रहे हो एरर आ रहे, देख रहे हो? हाँ,
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ मैम.
मतलब दे नॉट बी एबल टू कैलकुलेट ना. तो इसमें क्या करेंगे हम लोग, ये जो डेट है ना, ये जो टाइम है, दिस इज एक्चुअली 12:47 रात का. तो इसमें +1 करते हैं, ठीक है? इसमें +1 करने से क्या होगा?
मैम वो 24 में से वो जो स्टार्ट टाइम माइनस कर दो और बाकी का वो टाइम प्लस ऐड कर दो, जब ड्रॉप ऑफ टाइम है तो हो जाएगा ना मैम, टाइम मिल जाएगा.
24 माइनस दिस
हम्म
प्लस दिस.
24, हाँ प्लस दिस.
ऐसे नहीं होता है, ये इंटीजर में है. आइडियली इफ यू चेंज इट टू, इन देखो भी सही निकल गया वैसे, इफ यू चेंज इट टू 91 ना, इफ यू चेंज इट टू नंबर, इफ यू चेंज इट टू जनरल, ठीक है, जनरल, तो 24 ये सब करने से गलत हो जाता है, बिकॉज आइडियली एक नंबर के फॉर्म में है. तो इस केस में हम लोग क्या करेंगे, आई शो यू. इसमें हम लोग बेसिकली ऐसे करेंगे दैट दिस नंबर +1, बिकॉज पूरा 1 का मतलब है पूरा 24 आवर्स, समझ लो. 1 का ये 0.997 है ना, मतलब 1 का मतलब है, वही इन्होंने एडिशनल गाइडेंस में समझाया है कि पूरा 1 का मतलब है. सो दिस इज बेसिकली अ 24 आवर टाइम का कॉन्सेप्ट. 0.5 मतलब 12 नून, एंड 1 मतलब 12 AM, पूरा खत्म. अंडरस्टैंडिंग, यस और नो?
यस मैम.
है ना? तो इसीलिए इसमें मैंने +1 ऐड किया एंड देन माइनस दिस. इट्स द सेम थिंग व्हाट यू सेड कि 24 माइनस दिस करो. 24 नहीं करके 1 माइनस दिस किया मैंने. तुमने जो बोला वही चीज मैंने किया, जिस दैट मैंने 24 नहीं लेके 1 लिया है. तुमने बोला ना 24 माइनस दिस करो,
यस मैम.
तो मैंने 1 किया, क्योंकि 24 करने से गलत आएगा, बिकॉज इनेट जो इसका होता है एक्सेल का, कि वो एज अ नंबर स्टोर करता है टाइम को. दिस वॉज द पोर्शन विच दे गिव 2 marks इन. जैसे बाकी सबका 1 मार्क रहता है, इसका 2 mark है टू कैलकुलेट द जर्नी ड्यूरेशन. जर्नी ड्यूरेशन निकालना वॉज डिफिकल्ट इन दिस क्वेश्चन. समझ आती? ये जो कैच है ना कि डेज कैन चेंज इन जर्नी ड्यूरेशन, अगर ये कैचअप कर लोगे एग्जाम में तो ठीक है, नहीं भी करोगे तो आप पास हो सकते हो. ट्रस्ट मी, CP2 is a paper where even though your model is correct, incorrect, गलत है, still you will be clearing your paper. And a student with a correct model will also not be able to clear, because they have to also, there are multiple things to take into account. Understood? तो यहाँ पे ये लॉजिक क्लियर है that this plus 1 minus this, 1 minus this basically.
मैम
ठीक है?
ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि ये 24:00:00:00 फीड कर सकते हैं मतलब?
कहाँ?
मतलब आपने जो
नहीं,
प्लस
वो
1
चीज
किया
नहीं
ना,
है। नहीं करके देखो, आई डोंट थिंक वैसा होता है, इट डजंट वर्क दैट। उन्होंने जो एडिशनल गाइडेंस दिया तो आपको वैसे क्यों, एंड यू मल्टीप्लाई दिस विथ 24 into 60 to get the minutes, sorry 24 होगा, so 51 minutes आ रहा है। And if you check this again, put it in like, इसका फॉर्मेटिंग आप ऐसे ही करो, कितना मिनट्स एक बार देखना, 51 मिनट्स के अराउंड है क्या? इधर 47
हाँ मैम।
एंड इधर 4, 51 मिनट्स है। क्लियर हुआ? सो आइडियली इट इज this, and if you want you can do -0, but doesn't make sense -0 का मैंने इसीलिए नहीं लिखा। -0 इसीलिए मतलब जैसे हम यहाँ से 1 माइनस दिस कर रहे हैं, इसमें से 0 माइनस कर रहे हैं, मतलब ये जो टाइम है 12 AM is 0, and then you complete entire thing and it becomes 1. So this value minus 12 AM, which is 0, and 1 minus this, मतलब 12 AM minus उसके पहले का वैल्यू। अंडरस्टूड क्यों माइनस 0 किया? नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट अगेन, ठीक है? तो इससे आपका जर्नी ड्यूरेशन वाला कॉन्सेप्ट हो गया। नेक्स्ट व्हाट बताओ, और क्या चेक कर सकते हैं?
We can check if month is July.
ठीक है, हाँ, वी कैन चेक फॉर द डेट, मंथ इज जुलाई। वेरी गुड। नेक्स्ट, मंथ इज जुलाई, ठीक है। व्हाट एल्स? सो यू कैन चेक, हमने एक्चुअली मंथ चेक कर लिया, दोनों का, ड्रॉप ऑफ पिकअप का कर सकते हो या खाली पिकअप का। जर्नी टाइम चेक कर, ड्यूरेशन चेक कर लिया, कोड चेक कर लिया, दिस लोकेशन आईडीज आर करेक्ट और नॉट, इज बिलोंगिंग। अच्छा, ये नहीं आपने बोला ना that these IDs should be a part of this. It cannot be randomly anything. Yes or no? So match function use करके, if this is somewhere over here, then it is true, otherwise false. कुछ भी number नहीं डाल सकते। Passenger count we have seen, journey distance, fair amount. Apart from this, anything else? So you have taken into account all the checks. अब इस चेक में कुछ कुछ एरर्स निकलते हैं, उस एरर को कैसे डील करना है? या तो आप उसको पूरे रो को डिलीट कर दो इफ इट डजंट मेक एनी सेंस की चेंज करने से, या तो कहीं पे अगर प्लस माइनस आ रहे हैं कुछ है तो वो हम लोग चेंज कर सकते हैं। एंड यू हैव टू गिव अ रीजन फॉर द चेंज कि आपने क्यों इसको ऐसे चेंज किया है। माइनस साइन वाज एडेड बाय मिस्टेक, 0 वाज एडेड बाय मिस्टेक, समथिंग। You have to give a reason for changing the data. So what you all have to do is whatever checks you have told me right now, आपको ये देख के आना है। मैं एक आपको दिखा देती हूँ कि किस ऑर्डर में हम करते हैं। मान लो इफ यू आर चेकिंग द फेयर अमाउंट, तो फेयर अमाउंट कैसे चेक कर सकते हैं बताओ?
मैम ये एग्जाम में जब चेक करेंगे तब इसी शीट में करेंगे या फिर नई शीट में? मैम
We'll create a new sheet. I'll tell you all this. एक नया शीट बनेगा डेटा चेक्स का, ठीक है? उसमें ये सारा डेटा लेंगे, ठीक है, एंड देन वहां पे नया से चेक क्रिएट करेंगे। बट यहाँ पे मुझे बताओ अभी के लिए सो बेसिकली कैसा होता है, शो यू, एक नया शीट बनता है, इस पे अपने लिखते हैं डेटा वैलिडेशन, एंड यहाँ पे सारा डेटा इधर से लेते हैं, ठीक है। तो ये हमने लिंक किए, कभी भी कॉपी पेस्ट मत करना, ऑलवेज लिंक। ये मैंने कैसे किया है, आई शो यू अगेन, वेट। सो व्हाट आई डिड वाज, first I've linked this cell to that particular sheet, and मैंने पूरा ऐसे कर दिया। now going to the cell एकदम नीचे वाला जो था हमारा, ठीक है, एंड देन कंट्रोल शिफ्ट अप करके पूरा सिलेक्ट करके कंट्रोल डी करने से ही पूरा फिल हो जाएगा अपने आप। एंड देखो, द ओनली थिंग इज, ये जो कस्टम में आ गया ना, दिस इज व्हाट दे वर टॉकिंग अबाउट, क्या पेस्ट करोगे तो ऐसे हो जाएगा। यू कैन गो बैक, यू कैन टेक, यहाँ से यू कैन टेक दिस एंड फॉर्मेट पेंटर, सेम यू कैन डू फॉर हियर। एक मैं दिखाती हूँ, फिर आपको थोड़ा करके आने नेक्स्ट क्लास, एंड एनीवेज हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे तो अभी क्योंकि स्टार्टिंग है। टू चेक द फेयर, लेट्स सपोज वी आर चेकिंग द फेयर अमाउंट, तो इसमें हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इट हैज टू बी कितने से ग्रेटर होना चाहिए था, बताने एक बार।
मैम इफ और वो फंक्शन यूज कर सकते हैं ना, इफ और
इफ कुछ भी आप कर सकते हो,
2.5 times greater than 250,
फेयर हैज टू बी
less than 2.5,
लेस देन, ठीक है, आई एम चेकिंग फॉर ग्रेटर देन 2.5,
and ऊपर की साइड पे 250 है।
तो एंड फंक्शन से भी हो जाएगा, दोनों कंडीशन क्योंकि सेटिस्फाई करना है, इधर और नहीं है, एंड है, क्योंकि दोनों कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई करना है तो एंड डाल रहे हैं, नहीं तो और डालते हैं,
ओके,
एंड देन यू ड्रैग, तो ये पूरा ट्रू आएगा, जहां फॉल्स है मतलब वो एरर है। अच्छा, फॉल्स को फिर काउंट कर लो, काउंट इफ ये पूरा में कितने फॉल्स वैल्यूज है, ठीक है। तो आपको इधर पे अभी 0 आ रहा है, बट इवेंचुअली जितने भी फॉल्स होंगे यहाँ पे टोटल फॉल्स मतलब टोटल एरर्स आ जाएगा। सो डू दिस फॉर ऑल द चेक्स। इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल कंटिन्यू फ्रॉम हियर, एंड इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल डिस्कस कि आप लोगों ने क्या किया, ठीक है।
मैम वो एक बार फॉर्मेट चेंज किया वो बता दोगे कैसे किया था?
फॉर्मेट पेंटर यूज किया था मैंने, होम
अच्छा,
टैब में जो लेफ्ट में एक फॉर्मेट पेंटर है वो सिलेक्ट किया,
ओके।
ठीक है। ओके, नेक्स्ट क्लास का टाइमिंग आपको इन्फॉर्म कर देंगे, एंड ये वाला पेपर पढ़ के इसको करना, एंड कौन से वीडियोस देखने हैं वो मैं बता दूँ, ठीक है। ओके, थैंक यू, बाय बाय।